Hello everyone, welcome back to Digirebar's Rebar detailing course. I'm Qian, your civil engineer instructor. In lesson 1, we learned how to manually create a complete rebar table online. You can now input rebar data and draw rebar diagram. That's your basic skill. But there's the real problem every engineer faces every day. You can draw the rebar table perfectly, but can you control the rebar waste? On construction site worldwide, rebar waste is always the high money burner. A small mistake in cutting planning can cost you project thousands of dollars invested still. Even large construction teams struggle with low rebar utilization rates. That's exactly why we have lesson 2 today. In this lesson, I will show you how to drastically slash rebar waste using Digirebar's core function, generate precision report. This single byte is the reason why many companies have been using our system for smart construction and factory rebar precision. All complex calculation, cutting optimization, material statistics, and factory output functions are integrated into one single button, located at the bottom left corner. Generate precision report. Let me show you exactly what this report can do for your work. Select your rebar tables or your project folder. Then click into cutting table. I will use a real site example for you. We have grade B rebar, diameter 28 mm, original raw bar, length 9000 mm. We need 3 pieces of finished component L1 with a length of 8750 each. The system automatically calculates the cutting solution. After cutting each 9-meter raw bar for your required component, you will only leave a surplus of 250 mm per bar. This is the core value of this function. It calculates cutting list for you. No experience required. If your team is still using traditional manual precision without automatic machines, you only need to focus on the material table. The system generates your exact producement list. Let's look at the real data. The total raw material weight need to purchase is 1328 kg. The actual effective rebar weight used for construction is 914.361. Simply calculate that your basic utilization rate is around 70%. If you do not process rebar by single components, process by construction zone or by entire floor. When you batch calculate all rebars of one floor together, the system matches different rebar lengths intelligent to consume the surplus material. Your rebar utilization rate can jump from 70% to over 99.7%, which meets the highest standard of industrial construction. If you are working on a smart construction site or you have an automatic rebar production line, you have a complete industrial solution for you. Click the label tab and the BV2D output table. The system generates exclusive barcode labels for every single rebar. You can stick these labels on steel bars. On a smart site, workers use barcode scanners or handle terminals to build cutting, bending, threading, and inspection. Every rebar processing date, 3D model information, and construction requirements are traceable by scanning the code. If you have automatic rebar machines, you can directly import BV2D code into your requirement for fully unmanned processing. Therefore, the type of equipment you have and the level of smart construction site you wish to establish will determine how you combine our range of software and hardware solutions. Of course, if you have special requirements, you can leverage our existing product and custom development capabilities to create tailor-made smart factory solution for you. Although we have participated in many smart factory and unmanned rebar processing projects, but the truth is we are aware that even in China, 99% of construction teams still use traditional processing equipment. This situation is determined by both project costs and practical constraints, which we cannot change. High-end automatic equipment is expensive, and it's impossible for every small and middle construction site to upgrade. That's why we designed this software for all engineers. Whether you have expensive smart equipment or only simple manual tools, Digirebar can help you reduce mistakes by giving you cutting lists, avoid overpurchase by giving you material list, minimize waste, and standardize your construction process. We use software intelligence to make up for hardware limitations. Besides the report function, there are several critical rebar settings that will completely change your rebar detailing accuracy, which I didn't cover in lesson 1. Let's close the report page and go back to rebar table. From right to left, let's go through these professional settings one by one. First, the column display toggle button. You can freely show or hide table columns based on your project type. For frame structure projects, you need beam and column element name. For bridge projects, these columns can be hidden to simply your table. Second, the configuration setting. Here you can set new units, precision, and the most important function, row length limited checking. Once you turn it on, the system will auto-check your rebar length. If your designed segment exceeds the raw steel bar length, the system will pop up a warning and forbid saving. This avoids impossible construction debt and reduce on-site rework. You can also switch rebar types and adapt imperial stands like number 4, number 3. Rebar for overseas projects. Express the inch length in millimeters here. Third, the bending calculate setting. We provide two professional calculation methods. The first is no detuition. Simple add all segment lengths together, suitable for quick estimation. The second is bending detuition. You set the bending diameter, and the system automatically calculates the actual physical rebar length considering bending shrinkage. This is the professional standard for formal construction delivery. After switching models, just refresh and right-click to calculate length. Please note, bending settings only affect the current table. where configuration and unit settings take effect global. Alright, let's summarize today's core knowledge. You only need to organize your rebar tables by floor or construction zone. Generate the processing report with one click, and you will get the optimized cutting list, raw material purchase list, printable barcode labels, and factory BVBS output. You can also export all that to Excel for project viewing. In the next lesson, I will teach you another super practical core skill: automatic segmentation for long rebars and automatic materials statistics for variable diameter reinforcement. I'm Chen from Digirebar. All the skills I teach are summarized from real construction site experience, not empty theory. If you have software usage questions or customized development needs for your project, feel free to contact us via digirebar.com. Hope you control your rebar cost perfectly after this lesson. See you in the next class.